Hey guys, welcome back. It's your brother in Christ, Weston. Thanks for joining me today. So today's article comes out of End Times headlines. Let's get into it. Okay, guys, I saw this article. I haven't even read it all the way. I haven't really read it all at all. I just saw some numbers and I was like, man, you don't want to talk about this. Why? Because it relates to me. Let's read. It says here, cancer diagnosis rates are going up in younger adults. It says here, certain kinds of cancers are being diagnosed more often in younger adults in the U.S. and a new study shows the increases seem to be driven by cancers in women and adults in their 30s. A government-funded study of 17 National Cancer Institute's registries published Wednesday in a journal, JAMA Network Open, looked at more than 500,000 cases of early-onset cancer, or cancers diagnosed in patients under the age of 50. Between 2010 and 2019, the study found that overall early-onset cancers increased over a decade by an average of 0.28% each year. The change seemed to be driven by rates of cancers in younger women, which went up an average of 0.67 each year. At the same time, rates decreased in men by 0.37% each year. 0.37% each year, right? And so there were 34,233 early onset cancer cases in women in 2010 and 35,721 in 2019, an increase in 4.35%. And the study says among men, cases fell 4.91, which I guess that's great for men, but not great for women. From 21,818 in 2010 to 20,747 in 2019. The rate of cancer diagnosis increased in adults in their 30s over a decade, but remained stable in other under 50 age groups, 50-year-old age groups. The study found at the same time the rate of cancers in adults 50 and older is going down. Wow, that's awesome. When researchers looked at cancer trends for younger adults by race, they found that early onset cancers were going up the fastest among people who identify as American Indian or Alaska Natives, Asians, and Hispanics. On average, the growth rates of early onset cancers remained stable in white people and decreased in black people between 2010 and 2019. Cancers with the highest number of early onset cases diagnosed in 2019 were breast cancer, 12,649 cases, thyroid cancer, 5,869, and colorectal cancer, 4,097. The biggest increases in early onset cases were in cancers of the appendix, which went up 252%. That is nuts. Cancers of the bile duct went up 142%, and uterine cancer, which increased 76%. Incident rates of early onset cancers from the GI tract grew the fastest from 2010 to 2019, increasing nearly 15%. Previous research has shown a rise in the cancers of the digestive system, particularly colorectal cancers among young adults younger than 55 since the 1990s. These increases are not confined to the U.S. Studies say a review of cancer registry records in 44 countries published last year found that the incidence of early onset cancers is rising rapidly in 14 types of cancers. Wow. Many of which affect the digestive system. So what does that tell you? Inflammation is the number one cause of why cancers show up. Inflammation somewhere in the body. Digestive system, it feels like such a mystery because it has so many bacteria in there that are good and bad. And I don't even know if we know all the bacteria that's good and all the bacteria that's bad. The bacteria that we introduce into our gut is like a second brain for us. And it needs to be nourished, and it needs to be nourished well and taken well care of, because then it passes through the body. And so the reason why I said this relates to me is because about a month ago, I was running in my garage. It's really hot in Texas. So I was running and had my fan on. And afterwards, I started to have a burning sensation after I went pee. And so I was like, what is going on? So I never had it during urination. I had it afterwards. And I went to go see a doctor. My primary care, literally from a Saturday to Monday. Monday, I did a urine analysis and a blood work. And I kept researching what was going on because the very next day, from Saturday, it happened. And then it went away. Sundays when I felt everything. I felt sick to my stomach. I had not pain in my stomach just yet. I had burning urination after I urinated, and I didn't feel well. I'm an avid runner. I run 12 mile days, working out, will lift weights and run. I love exercising, taking care of my body so I can prevent stuff like this when I see something like this, right? But even in that, when we look at the GI tract, it's about stuff that we're eating and ingesting. So pay attention to our foods It's very important what we are taking in. So went to go see a doctor that Monday. I think this was July 17th or something like that. Urine analysis came back great. Yay, kidneys are good and everything's good in there. And then blood work came back, which was great. Hey, awesome. But I was still having a burning after I urinated. And so I did another urine analysis that week on a Wednesday. So Monday did it, Wednesday did it, or Thursday did it, Thursday did it again. And they were going to do a culture, and a culture checks for like STDs. It checks for any bacteria that's in there. So that if I have a possible UTI, if you can find a bacteria that's in there, then they can treat you with a specific antibiotic and not just give you some broad antibiotic that's going to destroy your gut flora and destroy the good bacteria just to get rid of the bad bacteria. So you're presenting another issue to your digestive tract, which is going to be a big issue. My doctor also told me to get a CT scan. And I did a CT scan that Friday. So from Saturday, onset issues that really picked up on Sunday. That Monday I had urine analysis and blood work. Thursday I had another urine analysis, and then that Friday I had a CT scan. CT scan showed that my prostate was inflamed, or it looked like I had benign prostate hyperplasia, a growth of the prostate. I had small non-concerning kidney stones, and it said my colon had a lot of stool in it. And I've never had any issues ever in my life. All this stuff was onset, never had it in my life. So then I go to see my doctor that next Monday. So Saturday to Friday, all that stuff happens. I go to see my doctor again on Monday. We go over my results. He says, I want you to take fiber, this, that, and the third. And you should go see a urologist about your prostate. I was like, okay. I kept thinking I had prostate issues. Everything was telling me I had prostate issues. I also started to have stomach pain. Literally, like take your colon, how it starts here and it goes up like this, right? So if this is my right side, it would go up this way and then down to the left, where then would be to your rectum and you would go poop. Having all those issues, I was having stomach pain, and then it just randomly went away. And I went to go see a gastroenterologist, and they kept thinking, hey, I think it's from constipation. I was like, I've never had constipation in my life, to the point where I was having these kind of issues. Pain in my abdomen. I'm talking about, I was waking up nauseous. This is just under a month ago. And part of the reason why I wasn't even uploading videos, because I was actually not feeling well, and I thought something was super seriously wrong with me. And I talked to this gastroenterologist. He said, well, tell me about all your issues. He said, I think it was from constipation. What are your symptoms now? All my symptoms cleared. They all went away. Don't know how, but they all went away. Could have been that I was doing keto, and keto has a side effect of having constipation and issues like that. Stomach pain because of the way your body is now using energy and you're not putting enough carbs and fats. I'm giving you this whole story to understand why I'm talking about this, colorectal cancers. That same doctor said, I said, hey, talk me out of getting a colonoscopy, because I legit thought that something was wrong with my digestive tract, because why would I have so much stool in my colon when I didn't have issues, having a bowel movement. And he's like, well, yeah, you can pass bowel movements, but you can pass multiple bowel movements without passing the thing that's in your bowels that needs to come out, right? So you can have hard stools and stools that are soft going around it coming out. Pretty graphic, but that's how that is. I would consider diarrhea or anything like that. So if you're having pain, you may have a hard stool that's in there that actually still needs to get broken up. And so we talked about it, and I was like, hey, tell me if there was any inkling, and this is what I said, if there's any inkling, and I felt led to say, if there's any inkling that I could have something wrong with my digestive tract, could you do a colonoscopy? He said, yeah. He's like, you know what? I'll be forward with you. I was talking with a gentleman last week, and he had the same thing. He said he had an inkling about something was wrong with him, some stuff he had never experienced. So we did a colonoscopy. I said, I'm happy to do it. Let's do it. I'm not going to talk you out of it. If you feel like you want to do it, we should do it. I wouldn't do one. He said, you even told me I wouldn't even do one on you until you're 45, because the age used to be 50 and now it's 45. It just dropped like within the past couple of years. So he said, you're not due for one, but I understand. So go back to this guy. This guy is 47. He said, okay, he had an inkling, no issues. We checked him, and he had colon cancer. And I thought to myself, I don't want to be 47. I'm 34. I don't want to be 47. I don't want to be 35, not knowing that I have some kind of early onset cancer or something's going on with my body and not check because symptoms are not necessarily showing. I had all these onset symptoms that showed up. And I actually have a colonoscopy scheduled next Wednesday, so a week from today. I would ask for your prayers. I'd cover your prayers to cover me in prayer that there's nothing that's found, and that I have a good digestive tract, and that really my issue with having some constipation issue, and having something about whatever, why I was having pain in my abdomen, really that's what I was really having an issue with, is having pain in my abdomen, is because I'm having a lack of magnesium, potassium, certain things that I thought I had most of them. Maybe I wasn't even getting enough, and just even more fiber. Silly, and I'm not ashamed to talk about it because I don't want you guys to sit here and think to yourself, doesn't matter what age group you are, that, you know, if I'm not showing any symptoms, if something even reveals remotely an issue about something, then you should get yourself checked. I say all that because I went to go see a urologist. That same week I saw my gastroenterologist. And my urologist actually showed me the scans of my body. I actually got to see my body. I went to see the CT scan. I got to see the stool. I got to see the supposedly kidney stones and the supposed increase of my prostate. I thought I was having prostate issues, like legit prostate cancer or benign prostate hyperplasia at 34 years old. And no idea why, because I was showing symptoms of that, but the symptoms are not from that. They are actually from my digestive tract, which was the last thing I was thinking of. See what I'm saying? It's the last thing I'm thinking of. So, he said, "Did anybody check your prostate?" I was like, "No, I wanted goodness gracious, my physician to check," and he didn't. And he said I should get it checked by a urologist, and I was like, okay. He's like, okay, let's just check. So he checked, and yeah, first time I ever had that done, really. And he said it was great. Prostate looks good. And he showed me my scans. He said, everything actually looks good. Your kidneys look good. So my radiology report, the radiologist got it wrong. And my prostate looked good. But it was that I had a prominent amount of stool in my colon. And I don't know if that was from dehydration because I was running in my garage. I didn't have enough potassium or sodium or magnesium in my body, which are electrolytes. Or there was something deficient. But it was so bad that I had complications in multiple areas. I'm making this video because this is very real. I am not a person that's actually experienced hardly, if ever, any kind of health issues. I take care of myself so much to a point. I take supplements out the wazoo, like to have stuff like that, to just be ahead of something. And I had something happen to me, and I'm 34 years old. And I can run like the wind and just run. And I love working out. I love running. And I can still have issue. And I'm saying that, one, because you need to know about this. I need to know about this. Two, because you should get yourself checked out. If there's anything that you have, just doesn't matter. It doesn't even matter how much money it is. I got a call today, literally today, as I'm making the video, talking about how much money it's going to be just for my physician to perform said colonoscopy. And then I have to wait for the actual facility fee. And then I have to wait for a biopsy fee, and I have to wait for a anesthesiologist fee. All these fees. It doesn't matter. Your health matters. You matter. And so I'm only saying that because if you're watching this and you make it to the end of the video, you matter. Go get yourself checked out. I'm praying for you. If you need prayer about anything, it doesn't matter what it is. I don't care how gross it sounds. Whatever, I'm gonna go get a colonoscopy because for some reason my body's holding stool, which has never had before, like ever, and causing me to have stomach pain and nausea, like no joke, so bad. And I don't know why. And now I'm not having any issues, and I'm still gonna get it. I'm not gonna talk myself out of it because I don't want there to be something that was, let's say, stage 1 cancer, right? And 10 years later, it's now stage 4, stage 5, fatal. Right? And I could have checked. I could have done it. I'm going to pay out of pocket for it because I think it's not going to hit my actual deductible, but whatever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I have to just pay it on a payment plan or something like that with all my other bills that I got. But I'm praying for you. Pray for me. Pray for a good report that I'm healthy and that I can take care of that. And I'll now know things I need to do and things that are working now. And now that, hindsight's 2020 of what's happening and what I've been doing and researching and making sure I have all these things that are making me have, bowel movements and getting these things moving like that as I'm eating my certain diets and things that could have been affecting it. regardless. Even if symptoms have cleared up, I don't want them to come back. And I want to be ahead. And I want that for you as well. I don't care how old you are. It doesn't matter. Go get yourself checked out. It's so, so important. This is important. That's why I wanted to cover this, because it's really just about like, hey, if you got something going on. I've had random issues the past month. Literally, today is the 16th. All this started on, I believe, on the 16th, a month ago. Let me just pull this up here. July 15th is when everything started for me. And then 16th is when everything hit. 17th, I had a urine analysis, blood work. Thursday, the 20th, I had some more urine analysis. The 21st, I had a CT scan. The 24th, I went to go see my doctor. Then I went to go see my gastroenterologist on the 28th. Then I went to go see a urologist on the 31st. And now I am at the 23rd will be my colonoscopy. I'm not playing around. I've got a family. I am the head of my household, and I need to take care of myself. And if something shows up at any point, you need to get yourself checked out. And it doesn't matter how much money. Who cares? Doesn't matter. You need to get yourself checked out. You can make payments. You can do whatever. This is a real video. I hope this blesses you. I am for you. If you need prayer about anything, believer, non-believer, I don't care who you are, drop it in the comment section so we can pray. All right, guys, that's it. That's the video. Love y'all. I covet your prayers. Thank you so much. And I'll see you in the next one.